U.S. officials say Israel has launched an airstrike inside Syria, reportedly targeting a warehouse. Israel hasn't confirmed the report, but its embassy in Washington says Israel is determined to prevent chemical weapons from falling into the hands of armed groups like Hezbollah.
Two U.S. officials tell me that U.S. and Western intelligence agencies are reviewing classified data showing that Israel conducted an airstrike into Syria. They don't believe that Israeli warplanes entered Syrian airspace, but perhaps conducted the strike from across the border in the airspace of Lebanon. They also don't believe that Israel struck at a Syrian chemical weapons site. Much more likely that Israel conducted a strike against what they have promised to do, strike at any transfer of weapons from the Syrian regime to Hezbollah across the border in Lebanon. Our own Sarah Seidner obtained a statement from the Israelis saying, quote, "We will do whatever is necessary to stop the transfer of weapons from Syria to terrorist organizations. We have done it in the past, and we will do it if necessary in the future." Not quite an acknowledgement from Israel, not a denial. Intelligence agencies are telling us they believe it did happen.
President Barack Obama has said he doesn't foresee any scenario in which he would send U.S. ground troops into the country. Speaking in Costa Rica, he reaffirmed that clear evidence the Syrian government had used chemical weapons would be, quote, a game changer, but that any response would not be rushed. And this comes as dozens of people were reportedly killed by government troops in the northwest of Syria on Thursday.
I do not foresee a scenario in which boots on the ground in Syria, American boots on the ground in Syria, would not only be good for America, but also would be good for Syria. And by the way, when I consult with leaders in the region, they agree with that assessment.
Meanwhile, it's reported by American media that Israel is most likely behind an airstrike in Syria on Friday, which is thought to have targeted a chemical weapons delivery system. The Israeli authorities did not confirm this, but said they are determined to prevent chemical weapons falling into the hands of terrorists, especially Hezbollah in Lebanon.
President Obama has been very careful in terms of not really talking about those options that are under consideration. Tonight that changed, and he said he is not at this point considering putting boots on the ground. Used the term he does not foresee putting boots on the ground in Syria. The president has to some extent boxed him in. He said, of course, that if Syria uses chemical weapons, that would be a red line. The White House recently said they believe that chemical weapons were used, but there are still too many questions about the origin of those chemical weapons. Tonight, President Obama sort of reiterated that he's not ready to say how he is going to proceed when it comes to Syria. So again, we are still trying to get reaction, though, to that Israeli airstrike.